Happy St. Paddy's Day, everybody. I'm Wild Man Wess.
I'm Jefe.
I'm DJ Kuntry.
And welcome to a long-awaited seasonal edition of What's Your Poison? Obviously, as we are well-dressed today, and sporting the letter Kenny Irish, mind you.
Oh, I'm not wearing green.
You've got green on your tattoo, so you know what, you're good.
Permanent.
Permanent green, so deal with it, fuckers. Anyways.
Immunity from pinches.
I'll remember that. So anyways, with St. Patrick's Day coming up now, there's a lot of different Irish beers and Irish-style beers around America and around Ireland, all the good stuff. So we figured we'd get the best of everything. So we have, what, 5 lighter?
5 on the lighter side without getting in too dark. Basically, we end at red ales or amber ales, and it stops right before we would start getting into the darker territory, the porters and stouts, which Ireland is obviously very well known for.
Absolutely, and we will be saving that for part 2. So let's get on to part 1. Maybe you brought some of these beers. Let's know a little bit about them.
I sure. All right, the first one we have today is Magners cider. They labeled themselves as Irish cider to separate themselves from Strongbow, which is from the UK as well. But these guys have been around since 1935, so not extremely long time when it comes to some of the older breweries, especially in the UK and Ireland. But definitely one of the. It's over here, so you can get it in America, so it's popular enough for them to export it. So yeah, we should crack this open. This is just the regular cider. You can find a lot of the other ciders. They have actually a multi-pack out in stores right now where it has their pear cider and a berry cider. They're all pretty much, if you've had a flavored cider before, then they're right up the alley. I mean, like, I don't know if I'd say like better or worse than Angry Orchard, but I'd say it's a cider. And
well, I mean,
they're established. So.
Yeah, because I mean, we've tried different ciders. Because recently we had done one from Ace.
Yeah.
We did the dry cider on that one. That was pretty good.
For sure. So it's got a typical golden see-through color and really easy to go with. It may be a little bit darker than some of the ciders that are out there right now, but like a nice juicy apple juice. Kind of. I don't know what they're going for, right?
No, they're kind of.
I mean, it's sweet. It definitely is dry. Very dry. I wouldn't say as dry as some of the other ones that I've had out there. But it's still just juicy enough to, I mean, like, yeah, I can see why people drink this. I mean, it's easy enough.
I mean, it definitely has, like, the tartness of, what you think, like a Granny Smith, but the sweetness is definitely...
You think it's that tart?
I was going to say, it has the notes of what Granny Smith would have, like the woodchuck. Mm-hmm. But it's not that quite bitter, because when you drink that woodchuck...
like the woodchuck green apple. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm a huge green apple fan.
Yeah, see, but that Granny Smith, there's that little bit of that tartness that comes down the back of the throat when you're drinking it. You don't quite get it with this, but there's a remnants back there that
the bite.
It gives you a little bit of... It's not overpowering, but
But it does have a nice golden delicious smoothness at the end.
There are some sours that do the same kind of thing, like some sour beers that have the same effect, especially when you're tasting like all the way down the throat and getting that bite. Sours have the problem where it starts to taste a little bit like stomach acid. Like if you start to burp that up a little bit, it starts to taste like that. It's not a good reminder. So you're like, oh.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
you gotta be careful with like tartness in beer because that goes all the way down like as liquid. And it's different than like eating an apple.
Yeah.
The second sip, it starts to mellow out a little bit. It's not.
At this point, your taste buds are used to it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it doesn't have as much of a bite. It's not as sour. I think that first sip was pretty tart. It was the first thing we drank, so that definitely want to make sure you have a good palate cleanser if you are tasting or this, but anything like this.
Well, for round 1, our palate is probably pretty clean now.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Happily fresh, clean. Fresh apple.
Fresh, clean?
Fresh apple clean. So yeah, that's basically that.
Alright, so on a rating scale of out of 5 pass, what should we give this one? Country, you new on the segment. Let's see what you got.
I like it. It's good. It's not too tart. I'm gonna go 3.5.
3.5 pass?
I feel like that's right where it should be. It's not quite the fruity flavor I'd be looking for, but it is good. It's something I can definitely drink in the summertime. and maybe out of season 2 in the fall as well.
Cool, man. Jefe.
I gave it a solid 4. I mean, it's right in the middle of the alley. It's there to appease a certain crowd, and it should do that very well.
I got you. I mean, I want to give it a 4, but unfortunately, kind of what Kuntry said, sometimes that tartness and even with that sweetness, sometimes you want to have that even balance. It almost did, but not quite. I'm going to have to agree and say 3.5 out of 5 pounds right there.
Fair enough. All right, on to the next one. Not so fruity. So for our second beer today, we have Guinness Blonde. Fun story about this one is that it's a like golden ale, so it's very different from the beer that people know Guinness for, which is their dry porter. So actually, for about 100 years, shortly after they opened the brewery in the 1750s, about 100 years later, they finally decided, okay, we know what people want. We're going to give them this dark beer. We're not going to make any more ales. So they stopped making these ales for a couple hundred years. This was the first beer that they made stateside back in, what does it say here? It said 1950s. So they haven't been here stateside. They have a brewery in Maryland where they give most of our product. This was the first beer that they made at that brewery. So like technically it's their first Irish American beer. So that's what this is. Almost the same color, you know. It's almost the same color as the cider that we just drank, to be honest. Look at that, just from pouring it. It's funny. And we talked about how the color of the beer kind of changes depending on the size of the glass and the shape. So when you like look at Evan's glass, it's the lightest. Here's the second one, so mine's the darkest. The curvature of the glass gives it a different reflection of the light.
The sour that we did in the very first episode definitely did that. But yeah, I mean, it's very
There's
reminiscent.
some good carbonation on this. It's got a lot of bubbles coming from the bottom. Very aromatic. Doesn't really smell like anything. Maybe like barley. I choked.
Choked.
I choked on that.
Choked on blonde, huh?
Yeah, I choked on. There is this.
Alright, so, like, this blonde, I mean, I'm pretty sure I actually had a Guinness Blonde before. It's been a long time.
Sure.
But I mean, this,
actually,
coming back to it,
there's a lot more, like, caramel notes in there.
yeah.
So I was saying it smelled like barley. Well, they use malted barley in it, but it smells like really light. It's still very fresh smelling. Like you get a lot of that weedy smell to it. Because first I didn't smell anything, and then you're smelling that weedy and a little bit of.
Well, I mean,
what is that like? It's kind of musky.
Yeah, it's got the.
All right, compare it to things like MGD or Bud.
now when you say MGD, you're talking about MGD regular or 64, because I don't drink 64, but I've tasted it before and it tastes like crap.
Alright, so basically, yeah, I mean, it's all right.
I mean, like, it's like compare. I mean, for Guinness, I mean, I'm so used to Guinness being like with like the stout being very thick.
Well, and smooth. And
thick
yeah,
smooth.
this isn't really that smooth.
It's not smooth. It's very hearty.
Oh,
You know, I mean, it's
I guess.
For the texture for the blonde, you know, for being Guinness, you think thick, you know, just
it feels earthy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
there is that smell that is really kind of tricking my brain. It's like I can't describe it other than boring.
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like I have
Boring to me.
liquid dirt in a glass. I mean,
Yeah, you're like dirt.
Man.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I mean, like, I'm never gonna like go to a bar and order this, to be honest.
I mean, let's put it this way. You know, because there are some people they'll get like a dark and tan, where it's like usually they'll get you know, Guinness in a Bass.
Sure.
And that tastes really good. And this is kind of, if you use this blonde for a dark and tan, you might be able to enjoy it a little better. But I mean, for me personally, that's the only way I'd probably drink.
Speaking of, and I was gonna say, speaking of like black and tans or any kind of like the mixed beverage where you basically take a stout and another type of beer and you layer them. So if you've seen those mixed beers before, Guinness is the first beer to do that with champagne, making, it was actually just done right after Prince Albert died. And when Prince Albert died, the whole country was in mourning, and he said that even the darkness of our soul should share in some class in giving memoriam to this guy. So basically, that black velvet was born because they were mourning the loss of Prince Albert, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So like you invent a whole drink, but that's now we have mixed drinks all day. I mean, like, dang, I can't imagine what the first black and blue was, but still, it's like Guinness. But Guinness, like, it wasn't just any stout, it was Guinness. It was like, hey, that's their thing, that's their trend. It's pretty cool. Now you want to pair everything with Guinness.
Let's see, time to rate this. Coming back in retrospect, I'm not as, excited about it. So, like I said, the only way that I would probably, drink this is like making like a black and tan, I would probably give this one maybe 3 out of 5 pass. At best.
No,
I was gonna be meaner, but
I was gonna say this. Okay, I'm giving it a 1.5.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 1.5 because if someone said to me, "Hey, I accidentally poured this beer. Would you drink it?" and I'd be like, "Yeah, all right." I mean, like, I'll drink it for you, no problem. But I'm never gonna order it on a menu. So I give it a 1.5 for being good enough to be given it for free. That's
fair. I was only giving it 3 just because it's Guinness. I was just trying to be nice.
Oh shit! Okay.
Evan, I don't know how you can evaluate it. I mean, I get you're being nice. I mean, this is
time for me not to be nice anymore. You heard it, folks.
This is like going to Grandma and Grandpa's.
Oh
yeah.
And you want a beer, like, right? And Grandpa only drinks Old Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's
like
best.
6 months old.
I feel like you're gonna see a name like Guinness and go, oh, it's a household name. And you're gonna grab it, and then you're gonna be like a kid on Christmas, like, this is gonna be good, and then it hits your lips, and then you go, oh God, what did I just drink? And I'm on Jefe's level here. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Give it a 1.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to match the same as you. I feel that it's not there for me.
Okay.
So you still accept the free beer, but you go, eh.
I mean, last resort.
You go, eh. Okay. As opposed to, yeah, I'll drink it. Just, eh.
Okay.
It's not a poorly crafted beer. It's just
lackluster.
Yeah, it's lackluster.
I'm trying to realize why the side of this beer is saying it's a citrusy with a refreshing.
The citrusy is supposed to come out in the hops, but like I said, I'm getting a lot more of the malted barley, and it's funny because they are known for their malted barleys. They put those on there because that's what the hops are supposed to give you, but it really doesn't. Citrusy with a refreshing, because there
was not a single hit.
I don't know. It wasn't like a dirty beer. It was just like pepper.
Let's hope the next one in round 3 actually, might clear the palate a little bit on this one.
We're gonna get a little dirtier.
Get a little dirtier.
Hey.
Throw some more dirt.
All right, so the next one we have, like I said, we were getting a little dirtier, so it's a little bit darker, but not black or brown. So this is a red.
Good night, everybody.
So this red ale comes from Ireland. It's Irish Maid. I'm not exactly sure where. I haven't really done a lot of research on that, but basically you can get this anywhere you find Guinness. It's going to be coming from the same people, same export. So basically we're looking at a lighter beer with a little more caramel and malty notes, which is kind of some of the flavor that the last one was giving us, but this is where it's supposed to come out, a lot of caramel and malt notes.
Well, it's red, so it must be fun.
Oh my.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
See, even then, just a little bit darker. That's just a little bit darker than what we were just drinking.
This is like, I was like getting on close to like dark, like honey brown, almost.
Yeah, I would say pretty similar to a honey brown.
I'd say like maybe a tint
lighter.
lighter.
That's nice and dark in there, dude.
See, that's what I'm saying. The ribs of that glass. You can see a totally different beer. Okay.
Oh wow! Yeah, even under the light.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's totally different. So it's definitely there. But still not getting a lot of the nose. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's malt. curious. Hops, sweet malt, roasted brown. It says sweet malt, I guess. Maybe it's that sugary
Yeah, I
malt
mean,
that I'm kind of tasting.
Yeah, I'm getting.
It kind of tastes like Golden Grams.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. It tastes like Golden Grams. It's
Holy
like that
crap.
roasted wheat cereal. Because it was like a little sweet. Wow. I mean, that's what I taste.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, I do like it. I mean,
It's not bad. It is.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
like Golden Grams. I'm totally fine with that. I would drink that. Like, I mean, I have had it before, but I mean, like, I was saying, like, if this was one of the best beers on the menu, yeah, I'd go for it.
I mean,
I
and
wanted
to be
something like that. Yeah.
To be fair,
Oh, by the way, I don't think we've said what it is. Smithwick's. So
Yeah.
it says Smithwick's, but it's pronounced Smithwick's. Or you can say Smithwick's if you want. It doesn't really matter.
Because that's how the founder said it when he was drunk off his ass, right?
I just want to make a brewery called Smithwick. What? Can you write that down? Smithwick.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's Smithwick, you fucking Irish bastard. Alright?
Smithwick.
It does sound like something a drunk person just shouted, and they're like, "What are you gonna name the brewery?" I'm going to Smithwick's.
But it's Smithwick's.
Yo, what's your name? Smith? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, when you mention like that, kind of tastes like Golden Grams. I mean, I like it, but I don't know if maybe because of the temperature. I mean, maybe if it was slightly a little warmer. I don't know.
No, I think it's good. You can drink these cold. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just.
So until we get into the porters, I mean, like this one. I mean, I don't know. I think it's been sitting out for long enough. It's not like
Well, yeah.
not Coors cold, not Blue Mountain.
But see,
cold,
I'm saying,
it's
I
not
know what
warm.
I'm talking about. I could drink this Coors cold though. I could drink this at 32. Easy all day, and it would be as refreshing as it is right now.
I'm just going more by like some of the notes, like the flavor, like because sometimes sometimes if you drink like ale, sometimes you drink them warm, or kind of like like lager warm. You know what I mean? It's like, and this one I could see tasting just as good, if not better, on the warmer side.
Well, you're gonna get a lot more of the malty notes in it because it had been setting.
I mean, shoot, I'd pour that even warm in my Golden Grams and make it taste even better.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, now we're getting old.
I mean, we've heard of. I don't know if anybody in college remembers like Beerios. We put regular beer in the Honey Nut Cheerios. You get that honey taste with your beer. Like put Honey Brown in with Honey Nut Cheerios. It's delicious. Put Smithwick's Red Ale in with some Golden Grams, and
That's actually
you're good to go.
you can totally do that. They would soak it up, and it would just be a soggy snack.
Dude, it's a total shower beer. This is shower beer calendar. This is total shower beer.
Totally.
Okay, how many pass?
On this one, I'd probably say like about 3.5. 3.5 about 5 pounds.
I'm into 4 pounds. I really think that it's got many uses. You could easily drink that anywhere for any occasion and any time of year, really.
I'm in compliance with both you guys. I want to lean towards a half, but I think you're right. It's a 4. It's a really good beer, and it's satisfying. It's just it's there.
I like the malt character dances pretty nicely. It's pretty cool. Okay,
It's not what we all want.
Push the red.
We'll dance
of course
with
we
it.
dance.
or are we dancing?
My Conway girl.
Cool.
While we're balancing this glass on that bottle, let's move on to round 4.
All right, so the next beer we have here is an Irish style ale. It is like an Irish red ale from Great Lakes out in what did I keep saying?
Cincinnati?
No, not Cincinnati. The other one, Cleveland.
Cleveland. All right.
Cleveland. I've been out there and went to the brewery, and it was a really cool time. So, and this is their Irish style red ale that they make every year around St. Patrick's Day. You'll even see on the cap has the Great Lakes logo with their normal wheat strings that are orange instead of the green and orange. That's very St. Patty's. Very St. Patty's. So this one is actually one of their top selling beers every year. They do a pretty good job marketing. They're very true styles of beer. They don't do a lot of the crazy stuff. But what they do well.
It's got a nice dark amber to that.
Don't wait till I get a full body beer. It looks real good. Let's have a full body to it. This could be good.
Cool.
Ooh, oh, that's
Yeah, you smell that right away. It smells like sweet and smooth.
You can tell there's caramel in this.
A lot of sweet caramel notes to that. That one's
yeah.
real fun.
That is.
Oh, there was.
Oh yeah. I think I'll get there one more time.
This is good. Conway's Irish Maid, man. This is really smooth. This is really easy drinking. This is probably the least bitter out of the ambers that we've had. One of them, the Smithwick. This is definitely smoother than that. And a lot of those caramel notes really kind of just, it's so nice.
Smooth and dangerous, being at 6.3% alcohol. So this thing is. Ooh.
Yeah, you want to be careful. This is when you get into the craft side of beers. They tend to be a little higher sometimes.
Last one we were drinking, talking about how it tastes like Golden Grams.
Yeah.
It tastes like you're biting into the center of a Milky Way.
Not just that caramel.
Yeah. And the heart. Yeah, and just the.
It does have a lot of sweetness to it. I mean, like, not sugary sweetness either, but that's
but it's
nice
just,
natural sweetness.
Yep.
It's mellow. Very mellow.
Light sugar maybe, but it's pretty good.
That dude, it's just a ticket. It really is.
Oh.
It's.
Well, their Christmas ale, that's made with honey. That's pretty sweet too, but it's really good. That was a 7.4.
Yep.
So yeah, it gets dangerous. Tasty beers.
Yeah.
Cool. How many pass?
Not sure you're going first.
4.5.
Hell yeah, 4.5. I copy that. Absolutely, 4.5. I mean, like, what would make it better? I mean, like, it's really high up there, but I mean, like, I don't know. The only thing that I guess could make it better, I want to try it better on tap. I'd rather have it on tap. It's a really good beer, but I feel like I've really enjoyed it on tap. It's just like the carbonation's a little bit different, so that's probably the only complaint that I would have out of a bottle right now. But other than that, 4.5 pounds.
I'm gonna go unanimous on this one, 4.5 pounds. I mean, like Jefe said, I mean, honestly, sometimes the beer's better on tap.
I think that's the only thing missing is that it's not on draft.
Yeah, if we were fresh at the brewery.
Oh my god!
I feel
automatic 5.
It'd be a 5 immediately.
Yeah. Easy. It'd be delicious.
Cool.
Great job, Great Lakes.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal job, guys.
Well, going on to the 5th and final round of part 1 of this St. Patty's Day extravaganza. CC.
So the last beer we have today is the last ones of our Irish Red series. This one is from Michigan. This is out of Saugatuck. They make a lot of really good beers. You most likely know about the Neapolitan Stout, which tastes like Neapolitan ice cream. It's amazing. They have barrel-aged Neapolitan, and they do another one called the Blueberry Maple Stout. Got to do pancakes label. It's really good. They make a bourbon barrel-aged of that too. Basically what I'm saying is these guys make really good beers, and this is their Maggie's Irish Red. It's actually one of their oldest beers that they've had at the brewery, and this is very simple red ale, just that Irish style, so it probably is going to be a little drier. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to Smithwick's. I've had it before, but not since they've kind of tweaked it a little bit, and then also canned it. This is the first time I've had it canned. Yeah, so let's crack it open.
I feel like that can's going to give us a little bit of false identity.
Oh yeah, because you can't really see it. You can't really see how much. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Maggie's Irish Red.
Smells rather cidery.
Yeah, it smells really light. Honestly, it tastes really similar to the last one we just had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a different aftertaste, though. This one is. It did actually say that this one is made with honey. It's funny that we were talking about the Great Lakes Christmas ale being made with honey. This one is made with honey. So I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little sweeter. I'm not disappointed. but I was expecting a little sweeter.
The note of honey's right on the taste, like right when you start to sip on it, and then afterwards you get a little bitterness right afterwards.
Yeah, I get you.
Yep. It lingers a little.
Yeah, just a tad, not a lot, but just a smidgen.
Yeah, I mean,
It goes like 2 seconds.
yeah.
Kind of like first stripe gum, but it's better than that.
I mean, honestly, it's not my favorite Saugatuck beer, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if it was honestly, if it was a choice between this or the Great Lakes, then Great Lakes would take it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, there's no question.
But it's not a bad beer. If they have it on tap and it's like, you know, like red or even a couple, like it depends on what they are. Like I'd have this over Smithwick's, obviously. Like I would more likely order this than I would a Smithwick's.
Yeah, I agree with that. I you know,
maybe. I don't know. It's just that honey. I don't know. It's just kind of. I know it only lasts for like a second or two, but still, it's just. I don't know.
Well, you hold this like you're holding the blonde.
Would you put it on a flight?
Yeah, I actually
Okay,
would.
so yeah,
I mean, it's just because
it's
if you
worth the
think about
taste.
it- yeah, it is worth the taste because, especially if it's like your first beer of the day. I mean, let's say if you actually got one. I mean, dealing with a really shitty day. You know, work's rough or you know, trouble at home, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But in the bar, you get that little sweetness. It's kind of like
Oh yeah.
little spoonful of sugar helps the
Spoonful of
medicine
sugar.
go down.
Oh,
Even
okay.
if it's a 2-second. You know,
All right, Mary
sweetness.
Poppins.
All right, Mary Poppins, y'all.
Hey, Mary Poppins of Irish Ale right here. I like it.
There you go. Mary Poppins of Irish
It's
Ale.
not the greatest.
That Mary Poppins name, that's Maggie now. Maggie Poppins. There you go.
Poppins,
The
alright.
Irish Michigan native making honey beer.
I dig it.
How many pas?
We'll go 4.
4 pas? I
Solid
mean,
4.
I'll say 2.5 pas. 2.5 pas. It's right in the middle of the road. I mean, it's not, you know,
Yeah.
2.5 pas.
You tell D. Pick
I'm gonna be with Jefe. 2.5 pounds on this one, boys.
2.5. You say
2.5.
2.5. All right. So 2.5. All right.
Fair enough. I mean, like I said, you know, it kind of gets.
It's the middle of the road.
taste.
Yeah,
It's the middle of the road.
The average of our grading is definitely.
It's not the end of the road.
No.
It's definitely the middle.
Yeah.
Would you
definitely
take the high road or the low road?
Definitely the high road. Because I know the low road leads to that blonde that we had earlier.
True.
There, the crevasse. Feel it.
Well, we've had 5 of the lighter side of Irish beers for today. Be sure you stick around for part 2 when we go to the dark side.